you try to remember this and you try to think about this, but hey, probably, probably, Kings are gonna lose like 40 times this year. They're gonna lose
That,
like
that,
40
that'd be
games,
great.
and
It'd be 42-40. That'd be
yeah,
fantastic.
and they're gonna be in the playoffs still, or at the very least in the play-in.
But
So
it's it's the story of the season. Like that 6th seed is right there to where the 7th seed is going to feel different if they linger around this 6th spot
mhm.
for a chunk of the season and wind up at 7. It's going to feel different, especially if the play-in doesn't go well.
Yeah, I mean the way I've thought about this since they started playing well, and this is way deep down down the road, right? Is don't fall below 8. Don't fall below 8. Worst case scenario, you give yourselves 2 opportunities. One potentially on the road, one at home, at least one at home to get into the playoffs. And that's fine as long as I want them to be in that 6 to get the guaranteed, but you know, just be in that mix, and I'll take my chances with this team. I still like the team.
This conference is going to be there probably the entire year.
Mhm.
Not necessarily where Denver and New Orleans and Memphis are, but really where, I mean, again, Phoenix is playing the next month without Devin Booker. I don't know if they rushed Book back, or if it was, I don't know what happened, but Book came back for like a heartbeat, and now he's out for another month. And I don't know this for a fact, but teams know what's going on around the league. I'm sure that's sitting in Sacramento's brain a little bit,
Mhm.
in the sense of we don't want to do anything to jeopardize Domantas Sabonis long term to get him to play versus Denver.
Yeah.
I thought this yesterday. It sucks, which is again the story of the game. If a win last night, even on your home floor against the top team in the conference, you would have stole it. Without Mike, without Domas, like you would have stole that basketball game from them.
Mhm.
And then you probably could have felt like, okay, Domas doesn't have to play tonight. You might be evaluating Sabonis differently tonight after a loss than you would have if they had won. And I think the right call is to sit him tonight, because that gets you Friday to Friday. I don't know how much better that makes
Mhm.
Domas, but that's in basketball years. That's a long, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And if it's a matter of pain management, if we're not talking surgery, if we're just talking about figuring out how to deal with it, he might be in a better position on Friday, certainly than he was on Tuesday or even Wednesday. So the right call might be for him to not play tonight.
Well, I always go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo hurt that thumb, did the same thing on a Thursday night game in Tennessee. They didn't do anything. He didn't play that Sunday, the following Sunday against the Texans. That's 10
10
days or
days.
so. And then we started to hear about him getting back to practice before the week 18 game. So you're thinking that's probably Tuesday. So he might
It's
not have
15 to 16
and
days.
and I'm gonna be cynical here. That practice wasn't the first time he threw a pass, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure
Right.
he picked up the ball on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday or Sunday and was like, okay, this is how it feels. So you're looking at like 12 days, right? And that was his throwing hand, where he did that. This is the offhand for DeMontis. Um, yeah, I could see 7 days being a good time to kind of, fill out what's going on. Even if you gotta wait, you don't want to do it, but even if you gotta wait till the second Utah game,
What day is that?
that's Tuesday.
There.
Yeah. That's the first of a back to back. Tuesday at Utah, Wednesday here against the Hawks.
Mm.
There's a Memphis game in there too.
Yeah, that's
So,
Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah, the Memphis game is Sunday.
So I say all this to say, look, I, you gotta. you got to find a way to keep your head above water. Um, the Kings haven't played great, in this whole thing. But remember, a lot of these games between Fox and Sabonis now, they've been playing without their two best players. Those two have played together. I think there might be like 500 in the last, I don't know, 10 games that they've played together, maybe a little bit above. But you go back to the road trip, Fox didn't play in Cleveland and in New York. They come back, go 2-1 to finish that road trip with the both of them together. Then they come home, lose to Charlotte. They beat the Lakers. And then they lose to Washington. Now DeMontis is hurt again, and they lose that game. So when my whole point of that is when they're both there, they're still a good team. They're still about a 500 team as of late, probably a little bit above that, So there's no need to panic about this team as a whole. You just got to make sure you stay healthy. When you're healthy, I think everything works, but got to stay healthy.
Jokic's court vision is insane.
He's good.
He's one of the best passers in basketball.
Seems like he makes the right pass every time, and it's a perfect pass.
He has Magic used to rifle passes in these little windows. He was doing that last night. It's not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. It's not the same graceful look away, Showtime type style that Magic does it, but the precision of it is just incredible. And you're right. He's absolutely perfect at it. He's one of the league's most amazing players.
He is, without a shadow of a doubt, man. It's, he is a guy that, and to be honest with you, I probably like watching him more now than I did in the last few years. Like watched him last night and watched him on Christmas Day. Maybe it's just I'm used to his game a little bit more now, but it is a thing of beauty when he hits somebody with a perfect pass like you just talked about.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It's beautiful.
I looked at that play again. It was off Rashawn.
Didn't look like it to me.
His finger bent.
Okay. They showed it once. It didn't look like it to me. And to be able to make that call in that moment because it clearly looked, because to me, again, just watching the replay once, I wasn't rewinding it and pausing it. I didn't care that much. I just thought you saw enough from over by Jordy Fernandez to overturn that call.
It's not necessarily whether they got it right or wrong. It's the principality of the situation, Smokey.
No, it's the fact that you guessed. They threw a fit and you guessed. And the official saw it one way and you saw them throw a fit. So you guessed that their reaction, you changed the call based on the team's reaction.
And where the hell were you at, baseline official, saying, no, get your ass out of here. I was right in front of it. I saw what I saw. Oh, okay, Mark. All right. Noogie ball. Get the hell out of here, man. What's your backbone?
Don't have one, son. I need Malik to shake out of whatever's going on with him.
I do.
I need Malik to get going.
I need Malik to get back to, don't worry about all that other stuff, man. Get your buckets, man. Get your buckets. I feel like he's trying to do a lot out there. Let it come naturally. The first thing you do is when you're out there, you're a hired gun to go get these buckets.
You have an opinion on Davion's game last night?
It was up and down. He did some good things and then he did some bad things. It's kind of the story of his season.
It's the entire season, man. I did not expect that from Davion at all this year. I thought we'd see a.
He looks lost out there.
Sometimes he does.
He looks like he's unsure of who he is, what his role is with this team.
Maybe he doesn't know.
He might not know. Might not.
Or maybe he doesn't like it.
That too.
I'm starting to sound like James Ham. about to get my guy with the.
Oh my God!
I don't want to do that. I feel like if I lean too far into this, that's what it'll sound like. It's just Davion has been a perplexing player to watch this season, where I can't get a feel for him.